So today we're going to be looking at how to set up groups in the collaboration space of Class Notebook so that they can work together and get some stuff done.
All right, so if you are logged into any of the Microsoft apps, I happen to be in Teams right now, but you can go to the upper left-hand corner and click on the 9 dots. And you want to actually come over here and click on Microsoft 365, because that is where you are going to be able to open up all of the apps that you have access to. Now, in order to be able to set your collaboration settings, you need to go to Class Notebook. So if it's not one that you often use, it's not going to show up here on the left-hand side. Let me scroll down here. But what you can do is you can go to the bottom of this apps page, and it's really hard to see. Hang on. There it is. And click on all apps if Class Notebook doesn't come up for you on your homepage. And once you are there, you can find it through here and click on Class Notebook. So the reason you have to go through the actual Class Notebook app is because when you're in Teams, it doesn't give you all the settings functionalities, so you have to go into the Direct app to make your settings. So once you are in Class Notebook, click on Manage Notebook. And then you're going to see that you have a notebook for each team, whether or not you've set one up. So I'm going to be managing the Eubank Sandbox Notebook. And then you can see that I have my different student sections listed here. I have unlocked my collaboration space. So if that shows up as locked, that means that students are not going to have access to it. So make sure that that's not purple, that it is toggled over to gray and says unlocked here. And then you're going to click on collaboration space permissions. Now, if you haven't set up any sections inside of your collaboration space like I have, that's okay. You can set those up from here, but take a couple of minutes and think about how you want to group your students. Like I've just listed groups 1 through 5 here, and I can assign the different groups to the students, but if you want to have like an 8A grouping and then say, okay, this is my triangle A, my quadrilateral A, you know, I'm really up to scratch on my geometry terms. You can do that, or you can just have like sort of permanent groups and throw the students in there. If you wanted to have a group just for quarantine students so that you could allow them to work together, you could do that. So you've got a lot of different options here, but if you don't already have these sections added, under your collaboration space, you can come down here and click Add Section. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add in a group 6. And you can see that I've named it. Now, when I add a group, I can select the students that I want to work together. Now, I only have, 6 students in this class, or excuse me, 4 students in this class. So I don't have that much to choose from, and my groups are not very fluid. But all of your students who are enrolled into that particular team will be able to be chosen. So if you have a specific like RTI group you want to do, if you have skills-based group you want to do, you can add as many groups to these as you want to. And then just know that when you come in here, you're going to be assigning who has access to those things right here when you create the group. Now, you can give read-only access to all of the students in the class, even if they're not in the group. Basically, what that means is if they're not in the group, they can still open it and look at it. That might be good for some situations, like if you have some announcements you want to push out, or if you want people to look and see what other projects other groups are doing, but be very selective about whether or not you give everyone access to what you're doing in groups, especially if you're differentiating. If everybody gets the same thing, you just want to group the students, then that's another consideration there. So understand that you can set students to read and edit content, anyone that you choose to be in the group, but you turn that off if you only give them read-only access. So again, some considerations to think about. Now I'm going to create the group here, now that I've chosen Anne and Monica to be in it. And it's thinking. And then once it creates the group, it will show me group 6 down here, and it will show me that I have put 2 students in it. Now, I don't have any students in groups 1 through 5, so let's say that I created my sections and then came over to manage the permissions. In order to add students to those sections I've created, I just click on the pencil and I choose the students. So Jason and Ben can be here. Now, if I want to give read-only access to everyone like we talked about, I can do that. I'm not going to do that. And then so once I know who my groups are, then I can go in and change those. Now I clicked on close instead of back, so it took me back to the main menu. If you just want to edit groups and edit multiple groups, then save it like so. And then instead of clicking close, you're going to come up here and click back. And that'll take you back to your list of groups so you can go in and add students. So yeah, you can see these folks are going to get a lot of notifications today, and I apologize publicly to them for that. But you can see that I am adding groups, creating groups, and one more needs students in. All right, there we go. I may have created the same group twice, I do not know. But as you can see, I now have groups 1 through 6. I have added students to all of these groups. I've still got a whole class area because I want everybody in the class to have access to this, so I can come here. But since this is going to just be like an announcements place, I don't really want them to edit things, so I'm just going to, since I've got everybody in it, I'm going to give them read-only access because I don't want them to mess with anything there, because this is this is a class of 4 students, but this could be a class of 35 students, and yeah, I don't really want everybody in there making changes, so I'll just click save there and then back. All right, so you can see that you can add groups here and manage permissions, or you can add groups actually inside of Teams in the notebook and then manage permissions from there. So once I've got all of my settings done, I'm going to hit close. I'm going to look to see if there's anything else I want to do here. And then I'm actually going to go back to my Teams. So I'll click there. I'll go into the sandbox and into my class notebook. Let's view that bad boy a little bit bigger. All right. So you can see I've got my groups 1 through, and then 6 is down here. And these are assigned to different folks. So now, whoever is assigned to this group can come in, they can click on it, they can read this, they can, come in here and check to say that they've done it as they're working through. If they want to, ask questions or anything like that, they can just click the text box and be like, do you understand what's going on here? Just respond to each other, whatever. So they have the opportunity to go in and collaborate, answer questions, assign questions, and then make sure they've gone through everything and uploaded the group project assignment. So that is how you can set up individual groups inside of your collaboration notebook, inside of the collaboration space, up here. And of course, only the students who are assigned to the specific groups will have access. If you have any questions, let me know. Once you have the groups done here, you can, of course, add additional pages. That way you can differentiate for the different groups. You can give them different projects to do, etc. The world is now your oyster.